Hey guys, so today I've made a really big decision on this little YouTube channel that I've got here. So this YouTube channel I've had up for 2, 3, maybe 4 years. I've uploaded maybe, just a couple videos, kind of testing the waters, seeing what YouTube really is all about. But today I have made the decision to really start filming a lot more, trying to upload a few more videos. I've had a bunch of people, family or peers inspiring me, dude, you should really try to grow that YouTube channel. You should really try to post more videos, post more of your content, and, make what you do a career. I've had a lot of people telling me, your content's amazing, your photos are amazing, your videos are amazing. Like, you should really chase this, this idea, I guess, per se. So with that being said, today I'm going to be sharing a little bit of my backstory, kind of an introduction as to who I am and, what I'm trying to do here. So my name is Damien, but a lot of times, especially locally, I go by the name of Murky. And the reason being is I created Instagram and TikTok and different things with the username Murky Media. A few years ago, I made it up. I thought it was cool. And, especially locally, I really blew up. I'll show up to, car gatherings, or I'll just be out in public and people will be like, "Hey, Murky, is that you?" So I think I might kind of stick with that thing a little bit. But I am 24 years old and I'm from a small town here in North Carolina. It's called Hendersonville. It's an absolutely beautiful place. But back to the video. Anyway, so I've been doing photography / filmmaking, video edits, stuff like that for going on 12, 13 years now. I'm not exactly sure how long. It's, been right around that time frame. And I've shot, just about every genre of photography that there is. I started with, just kind of going out into nature, exploring and, shooting pretty sceneries or, shooting really anything that I thought looked kind of cool, really finding my way around the camera and, trying to take these pretty pictures and stuff. After I got a little bit bored with that, I transferred to the motocross realm. I shot motocross full time, even made a living off of doing it for 2 or 3 years. I worked with motocross action magazines. I did a couple shoots with Racer X. I shot with NXT, or Next Level 101 Motocross Compound. I did a little bit of work for Club MX. They really enjoyed my work and I absolutely loved being down at their compound and, shooting their riders, and especially the open practice days. All the pros were going, riding around and, doing some pretty cool stuff. And then after a few years of that, I got a little bit bored of it and wanted something else. So I transferred to the automotive realm. So I decided to shoot automotive for, 4 or 5, going on 6 years now. And I think it's probably one of my favorite genres of photography, shooting different cars and shooting them in different atmospheres. Like getting, example, a Toyota Supra and shooting it in the city, or getting a Chevy Tahoe or like a Chevy Silverado and shooting it out in the mountains, or a Toyota Tundra, just like the different vehicles with their different environments was really entertaining. And I don't really know the word I'm looking for here, but it was just such a cool feeling to see these different vehicles meant for these different things and trying to really blend them in with their background, you know what I mean? But lately, I've kind of gone back to my roots of, just adventuring out, finding a road I don't know, or going to places I've never been before, walking down a trail I've never walked before, and just trying to find the beauty in my current surroundings and, just taking pictures and really just trying to show it off. You know what I mean? Show off the beauty of this planet we live on. So with all of that being said, I'm going to start this channel off a little bit small and just kind of bring you guys along on these little trips that I do, you know, whether it be just going up to a mountain, you know, include a little bit of the drive up there, maybe do a little bit of a vlog, but really show off the hike up there and then the views from wherever it is and the photos that I take at these places. But I do want to give a special shout out and thanks to one of my little brothers. His name is Jackson. And the reason being is because he hits me up, you know, once, twice a month. And he's always like, hey man, you got any new pictures? You got any new pictures? You know, whether it be of cars, wildlife, nature. He always wants to see them and he always supports them and like motivates me and stuff off of them and whatnot. Not only that, but he's also been nagging at me, dude, you should make the YouTube channel. You should really get it going. You know, you should really film what you do and, you know, post it. And it's really good work. Like, you really need to show this stuff to the world. And I think, you know, strictly just him, all of that motivation and all of that encouragement is one of the main reasons I'm making this decision and, you know, trying to really get this YouTube channel going. So appreciate you, Jackson. Thank you for your support and your motivation. It's you're definitely one of the, like I said, main reasons I'm making this decision today and trying to get this channel going. So we'll see where it goes. So with that being said, today I'm going to be making a little trip. I'm not sure where I'm going yet, but I'm going to bring you guys along, do a little bit of a filming, maybe a little vlog, and kind of show you what I'm shooting today, and then show off the pictures that I've shot wherever I'm going today, and kind of give you guys an idea of what this channel is going to be about. But that's really it for this video. You know, if any of you guys see this and you have any locations you recommend or video ideas you recommend or like, you know, constructive criticism, I would love to hear all of it. So go ahead and let me know what you guys think of this idea, or, you know, more ideas you guys have in the comments. I'd love to check them out.